warm welcome to Happy Hands Knitting Podcast. My name is Nadine and I'm coming to you from northern New South Wales in Australia, pretty close to Byron Bay, and I'm originally from Montreal, Canada. This is a knitting podcast and today I have quite a bit of knitting to chat about and a little bit of sewing. Oh, and also some books. I'm gonna update you on what I finished reading, what I have put down because I'm not enjoying it, and a new book that I'm excited to start reading that hopefully I will like better than the one before. Okay, so today for knitting, I'm gonna be chatting about a finished object, which I'm wearing, my work in progress, which is a pair of socks, a pattern that I bought online that I'm having a lot of problems with. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's a bit of a problem. And for sewing, I've just cut out a pattern for something from that book right over there, which is called How to Sew Clothes by a company called All Well, which I bought last year and I still haven't made anything from it. So I finally cut out the pattern, so I'm excited to get started on that. Okay, so what I'm wearing, this is my finished object. I'm gonna chat heaps about it in a second. But I'm also wearing it with my chanterelle pants designed by Sew Liberated. And here's the top. This is the front and the back. I'm so happy with how it turned out. So if you've been watching, it's a top that I am trying to copy from another top that I knit without a pattern, and it's this one here. And I'm actually happy to say that I don't have it with me today because my daughter actually wanted to wear it. She's going to an event and she asked me if she could wear it. So, I mean, there's no higher form of flattery than your teenage daughter wanting to wear something that not only that is yours and that you like, but something that you've made for yourself. So I thought that was really awesome. But here's a picture of me wearing it. So I tried to copy it. The yarn is different. The original was made in a bamboo linen blend, and this is made in new Arezzo, which is a yarn from Hobbii, and it's cotton, linen, and bamboo. So it's a little bit different. The cotton, I was saying last week, has made it a little bit heavier, and I tried to gauge swatch and try to copy the same gauge, but there's definitely not as much ease in it as the other one. But it still has a lot of positive ease, and I'm very, very happy with how it came out, even though it's not exactly like the other one. I still think that it's really chic, and I love it in the black. I think it's gonna go with so many things, and I just, yeah, it was, oh, today is my husband and my anniversary. It's our 22nd wedding anniversary. So we went out to dinner last night because he had to work today, and I wore it out last night. Actually, I wore these pants too. I wore this whole outfit, and I just felt really nice in it. So okay, so yeah, it is reversible. It's a v-neck in the front, and you can also wear it the other way around to have this in the back and the more kind of squarey round neck in the front. At the end of the video, I'll add a video of me wearing it the other way around so you can get an idea of what it looks like. And yeah, so yeah, I'm super happy. What can I say? I still have a little bit of it left over. I wasn't sure. I ended up making the ribbing quite a lot longer. So the ribbing is twisted rib. And I knit this whole thing continental style. So you'll see when I talk about my socks that I kind of go back and forth between continental and English style knitting. And I think with my socks that it's kind of led me in a bad place. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But I knit this whole thing continental. And so for the twisted ribbing, I was doing, oh, what is it called? I did combination knitting, that's what it's called, where you purl with your hand, continental, with the yarn in your left hand, and I purled in a way that the stitch is twisted. So I just thought, oh, that's a really easy way to do twisted rib because my purl is gonna be twisted. And I just kept knitting it twisted. I didn't untwist it on the next row, and that caused it to be the twisted rib. However, the kind of cooler looking side, the cooler looking texture is on the inside. And I thought about, because I'd done that already for the sleeves, and I thought about, can I knit it inside out so that side's on the outside, but I really couldn't work it out how to suddenly turn it around and start knitting inside out or backwards without going up and around, and I thought it would look a bit weird. I don't know, let me know, have you ever done that? Have you ever turned your work inside out and then knit the other way, and did it affect the join, if you know what I mean? Yeah, I wasn't sure. So I just, in the end, I was like, I'll just knit it with the, you know, funky side on the inside, and it doesn't bother me. And like I said, it's black yarn, you're not really gonna notice. So the other thing I did, I'll put a video here, after I finished knitting it, and like I said, I have my other one like that, like this, and they're just the little pearl bumps on the edges. I found you could really notice them in the black. I'll try to put a quick video right here. Here you can see the little pearl bumps that are kind of poking out and are quite obvious. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I love that so much. So what I did was I grabbed my crochet hook, same size as my knitting needles, a 3.5, and I just crocheted just around the V, and getting really close, it's kind of made these little circles, like little holes, but not huge. Yeah, but it just tidied it up and made it look a lot nicer. So all I did was I went under the bar. So you know when you have your edging, if you're knitting in garter, because I did a little bit of garter on the edge, you have the purl bump and then a little bit of a bar, a purl bump, a bar, a purl bump. So I just went under the bar and I did a single crochet all the way around from here to here. So here I'm just showing you and making a voiceover. So there's a little bar in between the two purl bumps. So I'm just going under it with my hook, pulling the yarn through and then through both. So then I went to the next bar, pulled it through both. And there you go. There's those little holes that it kind of made, but I think it looks cool. And yeah, it turned out really good. So I'm very pleased that I did that. Here is how it looks after up close. And that's all I have to say about this top. Anything else? No, I think that's it. Okay, moving on to my socks. Sorry if I'm trying to go a little bit fast today. It does look like it's going to storm outside, so already I can see the lighting is not great. I forgot to light my candles. That's what happens when you try to rush. Anyways, so here are my socks. This was the first one that I completed. These are the Kaverna Socks from 52 Weeks of Socks, Volume 1. They are designed by Rachel Coopey, and I knit them in a no nylon, non-superwash sock yarn that is called, the company is called Wild Earth, and it's from New Zealand, and it's 80% merino and 20% Lincoln. Thank you, Kate. This yarn was gifted to me, and I dyed it in this rose colored dye. So now I'm on the second sock, and I've done the heel turn. I don't normally do a heel flap and gusset. It's definitely not my favorite, just for the look. I prefer the look of the afterthought heel. But anyways, I wanted to follow the pattern, so I've just completed the heel, and there's a little bit more rows of cabling and then a very long ribbing left to do. So I'm nearly done, which is very exciting. So I knit this first sock over a month ago, right before I did the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I put it down, I exclusively knit on, that's not true. I knit on the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, and I also knit on this a little bit. But then when I finished, I picked this back up, and my gauge is very different. So I'm thinking either I'm just feeling really relaxed because this one has a bigger gauge, or I knit this one in continental and now I'm knitting this one in English style. So that's a bit of a problem, I think, because let me try to hold these two. I don't know if you can see, but this bit in particular looks very different to me. This one is much shorter and tighter. This one is much wider and looser. I mean, hopefully it's not gonna make a difference at the end of the day when I wear the socks, but I think that's what happened. I think that this one was continental and this one was English, so apparently my continental is much tighter. The only other thing I can think of is, like I said, I don't knit this technique very often with the heel flap. And so, you know, as you're going down here, you do slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one. So I've been slipping kind of as if to knit, and then I thought maybe this one I slipped as if to purl. I'm not sure which is actually the correct way to do it. If you are a lover of the heel flap and gusset and you know the answer to that, please let me know down below. Are you meant to slip that stitch purl-wise or knit-wise? And could that be what's going on here? I don't know. You know, hopefully at the end of the day, I'm not gonna notice a difference when I'm wearing them. They feel, this one does feel a little bit looser on the top as well, so I think that could be the problem. But anyways, that's fine. As long as I have enough yarn to finish the socks, I will not complain about a little tiny size difference like that. Okay, water break. Not true, kombucha break. I'm drinking kombucha. Okay, so I got this book. I think I got it for Christmas last year for my kids. It's How to Sew Clothes, and the company is called All Well. And I just had seen this particular top here. I think that's another version. That's another version. I'd seen it on Pinterest, and I think I'd pinned it several times, like throughout a couple of years. And I think I found the pattern and I thought, oh, that's a bit exy for a pattern. I think it was $40 or something like that. And I thought it just looked quite basic. But then I saw that she had a book coming out and it included the pattern. So I was like, perfect, I'll get the book because I would like to know more about how to sew clothes. So I got the book and I was very excited because the pattern is included. I'll just show you all the different things you can make with this pattern. So pretty cool, right? And then at the back of the book, you have an envelope. And inside the envelope is two giant sheets with patterns on it. Now I was excited because I have sewn quite a few things and I really dislike the part where you have to tape all the papers together and cut them out. I find there's so much paper waste when you do that, and it's just, I guess it's hard to get them exactly straight, and I find like sometimes they might gape in a weird way. And yeah, I just was like, perfect, all the patterns are gonna be in it. I'm just gonna have to cut out the pattern. Well, I mean, I guess it's smart on their behalf because there are a few patterns. There's like a jacket in here and there's quite a lot of bags. So they managed to put it all on two papers, and I don't think really they would have managed to fit any more in this envelope if they didn't do it this way, but they double-sided the paper. So they have one pattern on one side and another pattern on the other side. So you can't just cut it out or you're just gonna cut through the opposite pattern. So I don't have any of that tracing paper. I think it's quite difficult. I remember Googling it a little while ago. It's quite hard to find here in Australia, like big tracing paper. So what I ended up doing was I taped some papers together, just some printing paper, and I placed it on top, and then I tried to trace the pattern and then cut it out, which is what I did. It wasn't that bad, but it was kind of hard to see. And then I realized another thing was, so that was how that was on the paper, but then they had a little line here saying one's the front and one's the back. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna tape another bunch of papers and cut out another one. I'm hoping that when it comes time to cut out my fabric, I'm just gonna place it on and cut that. And then I guess for the second one, I'll just do a little mark with some chalk or something and then just kind of freehand it, because that's a bit wasteful to try to tape together another piece and put it together. But anyways, I'm very excited to sew this box top. I'm just gonna make the basic version, which has no sleeves and no ruffle. And then I can go from there and see if I wanna make the one with a little ruffle at the bottom or a long sleeve version. You can even make it into a dress. So yeah, I'm excited to do that. I didn't have any time to sew this week, but I'm gonna get started next week. And I'm gonna use this beautiful linen fabric, which is from a duvet that I got on Facebook Marketplace a couple of months ago. If you guys remember, it was such an amazing score. I got 2 duvet covers, a bright yellow one and this color, and then I got a whole bunch of pillowcases, all for $40. It was really amazing. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. Okay, on to reading. Oh, hold on. I'm not going to do the reading yet. I almost forgot. You guys remember last week I was sharing that I bought this beautiful yarn from Bendigo Woolen Mills. It's rustic, non-superwash, 10 ply. It's got beautiful rainbow neps in it, a lovely, lovely color. And my plan is to knit a cabled pullover for my mom. And the pattern I'm going to use is from this website called Aran.com. And it's an Irish company, and they have ready-made cabled sweaters for you to buy. And you can even buy, if you have an Irish ancestry like I do, you can find your family's clan cabled pattern. So I did, and I bought the one for my mom. It's called Mullen. Our last name is Mullins. And you know, there's Mullins, McMullen, all the different spellings. It's all really from the same last name. So I have this yarn, I bought the pattern, and it was a bit dear. It was $15 Australian. I was a little bit concerned that the pattern was going to be a little bit basic. Oh boy. So there's 2 problems here. The first problem was I opened the I downloaded it, I opened it up on my phone, and I had to look at it, and I was like, oh boy. It has several sizes, maybe like 7 sizes, and each size has its own pattern written out. However, not only is there no chart, it's just the back. Cast on this many, do the ribbing, bring it to this many, and then follow this cable, this cable, this cable, this cable. And then you have to look at the beginning, and it tells you how to do each cable. But you're just on your own. Like one is like a big, down the middle, there's a big cable pattern. Then there's little braids on the side, and then longer kind of cables, like those big ones that go like this. And yeah, it's gonna be very tricky. Luckily I found a website where you can build your own cable pattern, like it'll plot a grid for you. So I'm kind of thinking that I might use that website and plug those cables in. Okay, so that was my plan. I looked at that. Just Google cable chart pattern, make your own. Anyways, I was like, okay, I'll do that. Let's go. I went back to get my pattern. Problem number 2, it says that my pattern had expired. I was like, what? So I tried to click on it and nothing. It's like, I don't know if it was like you have only one chance to download this pattern and you better print it or else it's gone, but the pattern is gone. So I tried to, they have one of those bots like that answers your questions on their website. So I tried to talk to it, and yeah, it was not helpful. Surprise, surprise. The AI was not helpful, but I did put my email address and it said it would get back to me, and I haven't heard anything. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna send it to me again, because that's a bit ridiculous, but if they don't, that really sucks. But I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they have not seen my problem. The time difference is very tricky. I think when I was trying to do this, it was like midnight in Ireland, so now it's the weekend, but they did have Friday to get back to me, but they didn't. But you know, that's only one day. So now it's the weekend, so hopefully next week they will get back to me, and I will try to contact them again, because I think that's really ridiculous that the pattern expires and it doesn't tell you anywhere that that's gonna happen. So, okay, on to reading. What I finished reading is this book, The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I believe this was made into a series or a movie on Netflix, I think, which, yeah, maybe I'll check it out, because I finished the book now. I thought it was really cute. My sister-in-law recommended it to me, and she was, raving about it. I didn't think it was that amazing. I thought it was pretty good. I liked the characters in it, but I wasn't really invested in the whole stories of the murders. I didn't think that was very interesting, I guess. But other than that, it was cute. It was nice. But yeah, like I said, I just really couldn't get into the characters that were involved in the murders. Anyways, it was all right. It just wasn't amazing. Then I started reading this book, which all these I got at the op shop. So this one is called Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel, and I saw twice winner of the Man Booker Prize. So I was like, okay, great. Terrific, says Margaret Atwood, and I love Margaret Atwood. So I was excited to read it, and I just can't get into it. It takes place in the 1500s, and it's to do with the Tudors and Henry VIII. It's just not, I'm just not liking it. It's not really my cup of tea. Back in the day, I would have forced myself to finish reading it, but I just can't get into it, so I'm just gonna say, see you later. I went to the op shop to look for another book the other day, and I couldn't really find anything that I wanted. And my daughter had started reading this book, and she thought I would like it, and she said that I could read it at the same time as her. So The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I believe this is the author of Daisy Jones and the Six. I have not seen this, but I did see that they did make that into a series somewhere. So I'm hoping that this book is going to be a lot better. Have you read this book? Would you recommend it? I know everyone's got their own taste for reading, but yeah, if you've read it, or if you recommend another book that you think I should read that, I don't know, is a really great read, I would love that. I like classical novels. I have a degree in English literature, so I've read a lot of classics, and I do love that. And every now and then I wouldn't mind a bit of a mystery or something a bit trashy, but not really trashy. I was asking my daughter if she thinks I would like The Fourth Wing because she's read that, and she was like, oh no, I don't think you would like that. So I don't know if she's saying that because I think it's a little bit racy in some bits, and maybe she doesn't want me reading it to know what she's read. I don't know. Anyways, I'm rambling on. That's all I have to talk about with you today. Stay tuned next week, and I'll probably have this top finished. I'll probably have those socks finished, and hopefully I will get the whole thing sorted out so I can get started on my mom's sweater, because I would really like to get that finished and send it off to her to Canada for Christmas. So thank you so much for watching. Please give me a like if you like the video. Let me know down below where you're watching from, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. See you next time.